From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your Evening Update.
Heads Meats and Grocery is much more than a grocery store. We carry a full line of quality meats, local and organic vegetables, and a large variety of fish, Green Mountain Smart Control pellet grills, and a full deli case of sandwiches and side dishes.
Good evening, everyone. Let's get you right to Kruger's Quickcast, what you can expect here as we take you through the night tonight and, of course, get you out the door tomorrow morning. Here's what we have here for tonight. Another cool night, dropping down mainly in the low 60s for the valley, 40s for most of the higher elevations, and we're talking low to mid 50s tonight out along the coast. Let's get you out the door tomorrow morning for your August 21st. At 8 a.m., you can see looking at those temperatures around 64 degrees at 8 o'clock in the morning for the valley. Still those low to even some mid-50s for the higher elevations, and that's pretty much the case for the coast as well. Probably starting off with some low clouds and some fog for the coast. There it is here. Tomorrow morning, there's a low clouds and fog, some of it kind of spilling into some of those neighboring inland valleys as well. Otherwise, clear skies and, of course, those cool temperatures I was talking about here for tomorrow morning. By the afternoon, we'll see those afternoon clouds develop for many of the higher elevations, and once again, we could see a stray sprinkle or maybe even a light shower in parts of Siskiyou County, but for the most part, still looking at those dry conditions. The clouds will have a hard time burning off here tomorrow afternoon for the coast, so probably sticking around with a lot of the fog and those low clouds in the area. All right, here's what we have in store for us tomorrow. Those temperatures right around 90 for that daytime high. For those daytime highs tomorrow in the mountains, in the 70s and 80s, and those mid 60s out along the coast. All right, let's take a look at your 7-day outlook for the valley, and we're going to be looking at those temperatures getting much cooler. So we're talking about the chance for showers and thunderstorms here as early as Thursday, but the main event will be on Friday, especially in the valley. Now, the north end of the valley, say around Redding, maybe Red Bluff, could see maybe a little bit of activity here late in the day on Thursday, but the better chances will be on Friday. The showers and thunderstorms will kind of be exiting the region here by the time we do get into Saturday. That's the case for the coast, inland, not to mention out towards Trinity County. And we're going to talk about more detail on that timing here in your deeper dive forecast shortly after this. But there you can see the better chance for thunderstorms possibly by the second half of the day for Mount Shasta City, and then again on Friday, and then again that storm system exiting the region on Saturday, drying out and warming back up as we go into Sunday and into your Monday. By the way, I want to remind you that I've got a free 24-hour streaming channel. Be sure to check it out. If you've got an Amazon Fire Stick or a Roku, or if you even have a smart TV that has YouTube, you can watch that 24-hour channel whenever you want, 24 hours a day. Just search for Weather NorCal on the YouTube channel, or search for Weather NorCal for the app for Roku and Amazon Fire Stick. All right, here's a look at your weather headlines. Slightly warmer the next few days, but not by much. We're not going to see a big increase in the temperatures. It's going to stay below normal, and then cooler with showers and thunderstorms later this week. Triple digits may return for some of us in the valley by early next week. All right, let's talk about the fire danger. Take a look at the winds first. The winds are actually dying down a little bit here, so I'm not as necessarily concerned about that. However, by Thursday, notice what's happening. We're beginning to see, especially for the valley eastward, looking at some gusty winds making their way in. Now, this is associated with a storm system that is approaching from the Gulf of Alaska. This is the first signs of that unsettled weather moving on in. That's going to bring us more rain, thunderstorms as well. And that's also going to show up on the humidity. Of course, for tomorrow, still very dry, right? But as we go into Thursday, that approaching storm system will not only bring us cooler temperatures, but also a chance for rain, and as a result, some of that higher humidity making its way back to the forecast as well. So here's what I'm tracking with the approaching storm system. Scattered showers and thunderstorms are expected, mainly on Friday. Again, the main event will be on Friday. It's approaching Thursday and exiting the region on Saturday. So again, that main event Friday. Now, also looking at gusty south and southwest winds, not just from the thunderstorms. The thunderstorms will create gusty winds, and they're erratic. They're from all over the place, right? From all over many different directions. However, the main gusty winds that we expect from the main storm system will be from the south and southwest. There will be periods of heavy rainfall, hail, and lightning. Really, quite honestly, much like that of what we saw last Saturday. Now, keep in mind, it won't be the exact same locations and it won't be the exact same situation, but that's essentially what we're looking at here. And can you believe it? In August, talking about snow in the mountains. Now, again, as low as 8,000 feet, but still snow nonetheless for some of those highest elevations. Could be an interesting day. We'll have to kind of wait and see as we get closer to that time frame. Okay, so we take a look at Futurecast. Let's walk you through the timing of it all. All right, so first of all, tomorrow morning there's that fog. Tomorrow afternoon, there are the clouds developing, but not necessarily rain, maybe just a few sprinkles or light showers, as I mentioned, for Siskiyou County. By the time we get into Wednesday night, into Thursday, now we're seeing more clouds move in, right? Still dry for the first half of the day on Thursday across the board. For the coast, for the mountains, for the valleys. So still dry the first half of the day Thursday. By Thursday afternoon, you see what's happening? Mid to late afternoon, we start to see showers and thunderstorms developing, especially in parts of Siskiyou County. We're seeing some of these stray showers developing in parts of the valley as well, especially to the north end of the valley, around Redding, maybe even Red Bluff. South of that, most likely dry. Notice we're not even seeing much in the way of cloud cover off to the east here. And then, of course, maybe a little bit of activity off to the west as well. But bottom line is, it's all about the positioning of the area of low pressure and how quickly it decides to move on in. Okay, then we go into Thursday night. You see how it really starts to amplify, especially for Siskiyou County, as we go into Thursday night. But we still have more activity coming in from the north and west that'll be kind of coming down, and that's going to bring us a potential for more coming in on Friday. As I mentioned, Friday will be that main event. All right, so we'll take a look at the long range, kind of get you that idea, right? And I do think that it's going to come in a little bit sooner than what we're seeing here, because even on Friday evening, it's still showing dry conditions off to the east. I don't think that's the case. I do think that this will pretty much be just widespread with showers and thunderstorms in the forecast for Friday. Now, Saturday morning, there could be some lingering showers, but already by the noon hour, a lot of it's really starting to break apart, and we're looking at drier conditions for Saturday afternoon. Then it should be dry for Sunday, and really, it looks like for all of next week as well. But you'll notice as we go into Tuesday of next week, we are seeing some monsoon moisture beginning to work its way up from the south. We'll have to see if that actually materializes and makes its way into Northern California, but that's something that certainly is worth watching. But again, the main thing we've got to watch here is Friday. That's going to be the main event. Now, take this with a grain of salt. This is not to be taken as literal amounts that we're going to see, but I just want to illustrate that we could see anywhere from a few hundredths of an inch of rainfall to over 3/4 of an inch, and maybe even close to an inch in some spots. It will all depend on where you are in vicinity of some of these stronger thunderstorms that develop, producing some of the heavy rainfall. All right, so let's take a look at what that means for our temperatures. This area of low pressure, that's not what's going to be impacting us. It's moving out. It's this one right here coming in from the Gulf of Alaska. So again, if this moves in just a little bit closer on Thursday, then we got the rain coming in sooner. So the timing is most likely going to change as we get closer to Thursday and Friday. So you can see on Friday, it's essentially on top of us. Then by Saturday, it starts to exit the region. And that's why we do expect drier conditions for Saturday afternoon. Then Sunday through Monday, Tuesday, even Wednesday of next week, high pressure builds back in from the desert southwest, and we see our temperatures increase. And for the first time in a while, I think some of us in the valley could see some triple-digit heat. But again, don't pay attention to that just yet. Let's talk about this, right? 82 degrees on Thursday, 72 on Friday. Now, of course, yes, it's going to be stormy, but 72 for a high. Then it dries out on Saturday, 80 for your high, and then just temperatures just spike right back up. So the normal high is somewhere in the upper 90s for the valley, okay? So when we get up to the 98, 99, 100, even 101, that's pretty typical. This is nothing unusual that we're not used to around here. We've just been spoiled. We're going to be spoiled for about 2 weeks before this returns. All right, so that's next week, Monday into Tuesday, that we start to see that potential for some more triple-digit heat. Okay, we switch gears. We talk about those wave heights. There's a look at Wednesday. You can see if we're just not seeing those wave heights increase a whole lot. Now, as the storm system approaches, we may start to see those wave heights begin to increase, especially as we go into Friday. But until then, fairly low wave heights. As a result, no advisories to speak of. Waves from the northwest at 3 feet at 5 seconds, and from the northwest at 2 feet at about 9 seconds. Okay, so let's take a look at our forecast for tonight. And there you can see the mainly clear skies. Temperatures around 60, give or take, for the valley. 40s for most of the higher elevations. Mid-50s for the coast. No complaints here. I think you're going to love it. Open the windows, enjoy it, let in some of that cool, fresh air. For your Trinity County neighborhood forecast, temperatures in the mid to upper 80s. It's cooling off a little bit here, especially as we go into Thursday, Friday. So again, maybe a slight chance Thursday late in the day. Best chance will be Friday, and then it starts to move out of the region on Saturday. Let's take a look at your North Coast neighborhood forecast for your Wednesday. Temperatures in the upper 60s for places like Blue Lake, Rio Dell, 79 for Honeydew, and Shelter Cove, about 70 degrees. We take you up north, Orleans, about 84 degrees, Smith River, 69, Crescent City, about 65, and McKinleyville, also a high of about 65 degrees. Your Siskiyou County neighborhood forecast, temperatures mainly in the 80s, some of those higher elevations, places like Doris, McDowell, and Tennant, probably somewhere in the mid-70s for your daytime highs. Now, we could see some of those thunderstorms as you saw in Futurecast developing as early as Thursday, but I think we're going to see more going to Thursday night and Friday. Modoc County neighborhood forecast, once again, I don't expect a lot of activity on Thursday. It's mainly Friday, and then Saturday it will start to kind of exit the region, and temperatures increasing as we go into next week. Your Eastern Mountains neighborhood forecast, mainly dry on Thursday, better chances for that rain and thunderstorms on Friday, drying out Saturday afternoon. Temperatures for tomorrow, though, dry obviously with 70s and 80s for those highs. And your Valley neighborhood forecast, there you can see basically it's upper 80s for places like Corning southward, about 90 for Oroville. We take you up north, a little bit warmer there, but still not that bad. 91 for Reading as well as Anderson, 90 for Cottonwood, and 87 degrees for Whiskeytown. So again, let's take a look at that 7-day outlook for Reading. So we could see a chance, as Futurecast was showing, that late afternoon, some showers could develop around the Reading and maybe Red Bluff areas as well. But mainly dry for a good portion of the day. South of that, mainly dry as well. Friday, that's going to be your best chance for heavy rainfall, hail, gusty winds, the works when it comes to thunderstorms, right? Then on Saturday, we may see a few lingering showers to start off the day. But then by the second half of the day, it dries out. We'll keep it dry and warmer going into early next week and back up to the upper 90s to about 100 degrees by next Monday and Tuesday. That's your evening update. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. for your 6 o'clock in the morning update, also live on Coffee with Kruger.
We're the locals down the street. The neighbor you come to for advice. A nest egg for the golden years. A loan or a new account for that growing business. What started in Chico 50 years ago has taken us all around California, providing big bank lending power and high-tech service, while keeping our relationships personal. We're still the locals down the street, no matter where your street might be. Tri-Counties Bank, California's local bank.